Bad Barbie made $1 million in just 6 hours on OnlyFans. OnlyFans is just one of the few safety nets women have, but exactly how many do they have? The panel discusses next. The Six starts right now. What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan. Welcome to this edition of The Six. Yes, it's Bad Baby, as Devin reminded me. So I don't know why I keep calling this chick Bad Barbie. I have no idea where that's coming from. At any rate, Jap is going to be a little bit late. He's having dinner with his folks for Easter. So shout out to him. He will be in later. Let's go. Let's not waste any time. Let us introduce tonight's esteemed panel. First up is the entrepreneur extraordinaire, the man, the myth, and soon to be legend, Hotep Jesus. What's up, brother?
Yo, it's good to be here. What up, Donovan? How you feeling, bro?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I've had a very interesting weekend. Would you like to know why?
Hell yeah, I want to know why.
I have drank more water during the last 2 days than I have in my entire life. It's incredible. The desert literally sucks the water out of you. I'm drinking water all the time. I'm in the bathroom all the time.
Would you like drag your equipment out to Phoenix with you?
I did.
You dedicated, man.
I roll. This is how I roll, man. I got my ghetto set up here. I got my cameras on an ironing board. But everything looks official. But listen, in front of the camera, we're good. Behind the camera, not so much. So yes, I am very, very dedicated. Next up, the man out on the West Coast whose camera looks better than mine, even though it was literally about a fraction of the cost. What's going on, CGA?
What's going on, Coach Gang? Appreciate you in the building. Yeah, this camera, man. My son, again, you got to attribute a lot of my setup to my son. He was like, look, I got a camera for you, man. You got to use this. It's going to be it. And now, look at me. I'm in crystal clear 4K.
Look at me. And now look at CGA.
And look at my chocolatey skin. Look at my chocolatey skin. My skin even looks better now. Oh, my God. These haters are going to be really mad now.
Dude, Coach looks like he's 25 years old because of this camera. Unbelievable. Totally hating. Head looking nice and shiny. Next up, the man out in the NYC who has a wife and girlfriend who actually know about each other and they're okay with it. It's Mr. Lucario.
What up? What's going on, people? What's popping? Man, shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody on the panel. You feel what I'm saying? I'm actually interested in this topic because I'm like, what are we talking about? What's the safety nets? I want to hear this. I'm ready.
Yeah. We're going to get all into that. I secretly envy Lucario. I secretly hate him like on the low because of the skin. I really want his skin. You guys know I have terrible skin. I have terrible acne. Lucario does not have any of that stuff. Last but certainly not least, the man down in the 305. That is Mr. Myron Gaines. What's up, brother?
Yo. What's up, guys? I'm glad to be here again on another episode of The Six.
You know it. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of us were out in Vegas. Was it last weekend or 2 years ago? I don't know. It's all a blur. We had a great time. Obviously, the trailer video for the Conference of Masculine Excellence turned out a lot better than I ever even imagined.
It was lit. Shout out to Blake, dude. Holy cow.
On the real, like that dude. Listen, that dude showed out. And shout out to Terrence Pop because, and I talked to him a little bit earlier today. And what his speech is going to be on it's going to be incredible. It's definitely something that needs to be talked about. But if not for Terrence Pop, I would have never met Blake. And here's the power of networking, guys. Just real quick off topic. This is what men have to do. Women have safety nets. Men, we don't have that. So we have to make out some other kind of way. I invited Terrence out to Philly for one-on-one with Donovan Sharpe. He happened to bring his cameraman, Blake. Blake and I strike up conversation. I was like, holy moly, this guy really is good. Blake is now, he's done Womanese. He's doing all the promotional footage for the CME. He's going to be the camera and audio guy for the actual event. Blake is he's the best there is. I way overpaid him. I do not care. Blake is the best there is. So shout out to Blake for that was an absolute killer ass trailer. Okay, so
you're muted if you're trying to talk. I see you're muted.
Oh, who's muted? Somebody.
Calm down. I was testing something.
Oh, look at that. Calm down. Hotep, the final boss, Jesus, letting us all know what's really going on. It's either Testament or Justice. I think that was like Mortal Kombat or something. Anyway, so tonight's topic.
Good looking out though, Myron. I'm just fucking with you. Good looking out, bro.
No, it's all good.
He's looking out for brother, right? Looking out for brother. Doesn't want anybody to look or sound stupid. So Lucario asks a very good question. How many safety nets do women have? I'm gonna start first, and I'll try to mention as many as I can. If I step on a few toes, that's fine. Let's start with the big one. There's OnlyFans. There are beta simps. There's the government. Those are the only three I can think of. So the question is, if men fail, if we become failures in life, there are consequences. Homelessness, depression. We get, we're ostracized from society. We're made pariahs of. When women are failures or losers, there are a plethora of options available to them to not only survive, but to thrive. So let me go to Hotep first. How many safety nets can you think of do women have to catch them if they fail in life?
2.
Okay.
They got 2. And I'm going to remove government, and I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Government is not a safety net because government attacks masculinity, which means that the woman is left unprotected and left lonely. So after she takes your money, she's going to be at home crying in a bed of money, but she's still going to be sad and depressed, manic for the rest of her life, living with them cats. So the government ain't her crony.
All right.
She only has 2: sex and cooking.
Oh, sex and cooking. Listen, I totally agree with sex. Sex is a woman's safety net. A woman she doesn't even offer up sex. She can offer up the promise of sexuality, right? In the form of a friend zone. Women can get, I like that coffee mug, by the way. That is official. CGA, how many safety nets can you think of that women have in terms of catching them if they fall or become a loser?
Interesting. I would say the government is quite a safety net because then I think once they age out, women are very expensive to maintain, by the way.
Yes,
but
they are.
Especially when they get older, as they age out, they can lean to Medicare and a lot of these things that, if you've been around older women, they can use those things. But marriage is definitely a safety net that we haven't talked about. You said finding the simp, but marriage is definitely a safety net. But a woman has to be a woman and willing. And if she is willing, she has as many options as she can take. So you can go into seeking arrangements and OnlyFans and Instagram and modeling. You can use your sexuality to a greater extent and make something of it. But the one thing that they have more than we as men have is they're able to get themselves in front of men of means and potentially parlay that into whatever they can. Oftentimes, though, 95% of them don't. They don't use the advantage. Like, how many of you have been able to get in front of millionaires just out of the blue?
Not me. It has to be something I've done or said.
Yeah, they get in front of millionaires, rock stars, NBA players. It would be a dream to be a woman. They get presented in front of people that we would never. It would cost us tens of thousands of dollars to get in front of these people, and they do. But what happens is they say, "Well, I'm too good to give my body to these people." And therefore, they don't parlay these experiences, these networking opportunities to other people. So they have a lot of options. Men don't. Women invest in themselves. Men don't. And this is why men are losing. I mean, you talked about that early. Men don't invest in themselves. Nope. They don't network. They want all the answers to fall in their lap, and then they get into depression on their own. So.
Well, a couple of things here before I go to Myron. Number one, yes, women are expensive to maintain. Number two, older women are definitely expensive to maintain. Listen, my wife, she's 74 years old, and it costs a hell of a lot of money to keep her like. Yeah. That's the way that goes sometimes. So listen, I know all about it. Here's another thing. You mentioned something, CGA, that Myron mentioned on his Fresh and Fit late night, the night before we flew to Vegas. So we had these girls. And they talk about, girls in the music industry are often taken advantage of because, the creepy producers try to sleep with them and And Myron says, listen, that might be true, but you're in the door. If you're a male, you don't get those opportunities. Listen, you can bitch and moan all you want to about creepy producers, but you're still in front. And guess what? If there's a creepy producer there, guess what? There are other producers there that might not be creepy. You are in the door, and that is the advantage. So I'll transition to Myron. I guess based on what Coach Greg Adams says, what other safety nets can you think of that women have that most people are probably unaware of?
So I was taking some notes as everybody was speaking.
Oh, here we go. Hit the record button.
No. So I love you, Hotep. I will have to respectfully disagree with the government, but I see where you're coming from with that, saying like they don't like. My thing is this: if she had a relationship with a guy that ended up where she had a kid or she built some assets with him, she's 100% going to be incentivized to leave him. Therefore, the government steps in and pays her cut of his wealth, right? So I would say the government is number one. Then number two, I would say is OnlyFans and or any type of how do I say this platform that allows her to sell her sexuality in a digital fashion, right? Then I would say number three is sugar daddies, bro. I gotta talk about this for a second. Any major city, whether it's Miami, LA, New York City, Vegas, whatever, any city that has a high concentration of attractive girls is almost always going to have an influx of simps that are out here paying these chicks simply to show up on dates and or go as a +1, whatever it is. And there are so many girls, man, that have a sugar daddy or have some kind of guy that's paying a bill or doing something for them financially, whereas he's not necessarily getting the same benefit. It's ridiculous. If you take a girl, I would go to argue that if you take a girl that's like a 7 or 8, and I'm talking like a true 7 or 8, like a very attractive girl, right? Because we all know
Miami 7 or 8. 9s
and 10s are like blue check IG models. 7 or 8, she's gonna have some dude that's paying for something in her lifestyle, man. Mm-hmm. And it's evident because if you look at most girls' Instagrams that are attractive, you're gonna see them at top end spots, nice steakhouses, nice bars, nice restaurants, like
vacations, yachts,
on yachts, etc. The thing is that these girls are smart enough to know I'm never going to show the guy that I'm with. But if you see a girl living an extravagant lifestyle, which for some weird reason, every attractive chick be living in Turks and Caicos and Tulum and all this other crap, how? Some niggas paying for that, like every single time, bro. So, like sugar daddy thing is a real thing. There are girls that are out here finessing these dudes. Some of them aren't even smashing, and they're getting bills paid, car paid, rent paid, whatever it is, man. It's outrageous what these dudes do. Which I blame the men. I never blame the women for finessing the dudes. And then lastly, I'm going to say back to what I was saying, like with the government, I would say husbands that are on the hook for a child. Because a lot of guys, you know what I'm saying? Like even if the woman divorced them, which I've had a couple single moms here, and we talked about this. You guys can go ahead and check out the Fresh Fit podcast after this. I had 2 single moms on here talking about that. And like one refused to acknowledge the fact that like, oh, well, my husband pays me alimony, but like, or child support, but it is what it is. And like, she tried to like, how do I say this? She was trying to put the blame on him for like not supporting her life, but paying child support. That makes sense. Like she was trying to sit here and say she was independent when she really wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So, and then she's like, oh, I don't get handouts from anybody. Meanwhile, she has OnlyFans. So like the cognitive dissonance with women is ridiculous. And then on top of that, another chick came on here, former porn star, and she was out here complaining like, oh, well, my ex-boyfriend was really controlling. Okay, can you explain to me how he was controlling? Oh, he didn't let me have an Instagram. He didn't let me have social media, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but he paid for your school, right? She was like, yeah, okay. He paid for your school. Did he take care of you? Yes, he did. Okay. You live with him, right? And you didn't pay any bills, right? Yeah. Okay. And you were a former porn star, right? Yeah, I was. Okay. So he's actually protecting you from yourself because you come from a background that's not conducive to a long-term.
Wow.
And she was like, oh, but still controlling. And I was like, did you make money off your social media? No, I didn't. All right, then. So then don't be stupid and be happy that he's taking care of your ass, man. Like, well, these chicks are crazy, bro. Like, stupid. Anyway, rant over.
Good stuff, man. Myron always listen. Myron should hit leadoff more often just to kind of cook because you know what? If Myron hits leadoff, that at that point the show ceases to exist because we no longer would.
Well, we got to go first so he can get his notes together and then he comes in. He plays clean up.
But you guys be speaking facts. I always write down what you guys say. I should have went after Lucario because I already know he's going to embarrass me right now. So
listen. I don't just pick the order randomly, guys. There is a method to the madness, believe it or not. So, Lucario, based on what you've heard, what are your thoughts on the safety nets and what safety nets have been floating around in your mind? Because you'd never really thought about this before until now.
Right. Well, the thing is this: if a woman's game is weak, she has little to no safety nets, meaning that she doesn't know that she actually has a safety net because she doesn't know how to utilize those safety nets. But generally, women's safety nets are simps and tricks. You understand what I'm saying? So what happens is that most women could always fall back on a simp or a trick because a trick is always going to just give them money for sex. And a simp just in general is just going to do whatever he can to get a woman. So if a woman knows this and she's very like aware of this, then she could use this to her advantage. You understand? But the problem is that most women don't have any game. So what the women who have game, what they'll do is they'll be able to acquire what a trick and a simp can give them without actually having to give the guy. You understand? So if she can get all that without doing anything like having intercourse or any of that other type of stuff, then she has game. If she can't do that without that, then she's, it ain't gonna happen. It's crazy.
Listen, I think you're right. And I think there is something to be said about a woman who understands. Now, a woman who knows what she's got, that's just a woman who simply understands her sexual market value. The problem with most women is that they how can I put this? Women with extremely high sexual market value, read hot women, they have the opportunity to consolidate on one high value guy. That their safety net is their youth. That's their safety net. They can consolidate on one high value guy. He puts a baby in her. She's set for life. The problem with most girls is they want to consolidate on 5 high value guys instead of marrying one high value guy and being set for life. No, he's going to make my car payment. He's going to get me a boob job. He's going to pay my dude. Steve the Dean Williams talks about this all the time. He talks about, listen, she's got a rent guy. She's got a electricity guy. She's got a guy paying her phone bill. This is what these women do. But what they don't realize is that they can consolidate on one high value guy and not have to worry about playing the games. They can just relax, be hot, and raise a family. Women aren't interested in that. Go ahead, Hotep.
So CGA, Myron, Donovan, kind of want to respond to some of this stuff we're having here. And I think what the problem is we're not looking at the long-term trajectory of what's going to happen to these women.
Okay.
Mostly because we haven't been able to look far enough in the past. Social media is very new.
Yeah.
We're not going to know the repercussions that women's face based upon their decisions for at least another 50 to 60, maybe 100 years.
Wow.
And what I am saying is that when you look at the short term, it is perceived that she's winning. But when you look at the long term, women as a whole destroy themselves when they work in cohesion with the government. For example, when we look at people like Madame Curie, who was an astounding physicist, when a woman is reduced to her body, she loses her mind, she loses her real strength and her power and her worth. So over the long term, femininity is being destroyed.
I agree with you. Listen, I'll take it. Who does somebody else have something?
I was going to just add to that.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I agree with Hotep 100%. I'll tell you guys this. You want to know who loses really when it comes to this deregulated sexual marketplace that we're in and this hookup culture? It's actually the women that lose. The problem is that they don't realize it until later on in life. And here's the thing. The guys that have the ultimate leverage, the people, the demographic of human being that has ultimate leverage and is enjoying this the most is that top 1% guy. That top, I would argue the top 10 to 5% of guys right there are enjoying the fruits of the labor because they're getting all the girls. They don't have to commit. They have the money, etc. And we live in a deregulated sexual marketplace where basically, quite frankly, women, if left to their own devices, what are they going to do? They're going to turn the society into a polygamous one where all the guys are getting all the girls. So, but the problem is that there's not enough of these guys to go around. So what ends up happening? Well, these women age out a bit. They get hit in the late 20s, hit 30s. Okay, well, I can't keep doing this anymore. Next thing you know, they're calling Kevin Samuels at 11:30 p.m. on a fucking Tuesday, on a Wednesday. Hey, what do I do? Right? And he's like, well, how old are you? Oh, I'm 35. I have 2 kids, blah, blah, blah. And it's like they want to be able to land a 6-figure dude and all this other stuff when they couldn't even get that when they were at their best. Now they're trying to get it when they're 35 with 2 kids. And the thing is that women tend to think that they age like wine when in reality, we all know here, women age like milk. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say it like that, but that's the truth. I always say it. Women get a front end lump sum of money and men get a lump sum of money later on in life if they work for it. But the women get that lump sum guaranteed in the beginning. And most of them, quite frankly, are terrible with allocating that money to proper expenses and ensuring a good secure future for themselves. And we know this. You look at 3/4 of the debt held by women. Most of college debt held by women. 80% of financial decisions made by women. 90% of marital financial decisions made by women. It's undisputed that women are less fiscally responsible than men are. You know, you guys call me sexist and all this other bullshit. Like, how dare you? But I'm speaking facts. Women are. You look at the numbers; they're not good financially. So they also apply this to their sexual market value, thinking that I could just wait. So the real person that takes the L with this deregulated sexual marketplace is the women. And I agree with Hotep that in the next 50 to 100 years, they're going to see the long-term consequences and issues with their decisions. And who lucks out? Guys like us that know what we're doing. We could play the market. We just adapt to the rules and get what we want. Sorry, Hotep. I know you.
Real quick. We're not looking at the biological ramifications of the decisions either. You're looking at some women who have had breast implants back in the 80s, and they're taking them out now because they're having biological problems. So not only is women going to be destroyed emotionally, they're going to be destroyed physically.
CJ, did you have something?
Yeah, I was going to say that we everything you said, Myron, is absolutely correct. We discussed this in the book The Evolution, but here's what you guys miss on this one. You believe at some point women are going to wake up and say, damn, we made the mistake. There ain't never in a point in this history of our world that they're ever going to look at this in retrospect and say, damn, you know what? We really dug ourselves a hole. We really shot ourselves in the foot. Yes, everything you said is true. Yes, they hold the debt. They're poor financially. But you forget this one thing. They're entitled. They're spoiled by nature. Because here's the thing about women. They can earn more in goods and services than they'll ever earn with a paycheck. But a lot of them are convinced that they can go out there and earn a paycheck and be satisfied. But they'll figure out real fast that they can earn more in goods and services. And a lot of women are settling for that. Now they're going to lose that money. Bad Baby's going to burn through that $1 million. There's no question she's going to fumble the bag because she believes she has time. But here's the deal, guys. Never in the history of time will women come back and say, guys, you know what? We messed up. What they'll do is they'll find another person. They'll find a government. They'll find another terrorist organization. They'll find another country. They'll find somebody else to come in and correct this mess, and they'll never come back to me. Who's gonna
bear that burden? Is the children? No, the children.
Well, the children.
The children ain't gonna have mama.
Okay, but look,
and you know who? And you know who that's gonna destroy?
We already here
on the inside.
Yeah,
men.
We're already here. I mean, with this conversation,
this is what I'm saying. So when you say that, will women realize it? That's beyond the point. We know women don't admit their mistakes. That's part of their personality archetype. We know that.
Right.
The problem is the next generation that's going to grow up and be raised in this world with no mothers and cucked fathers.
And they'll blame the men. They'll say men are trash. I mean, I'm just telling you. Everybody knows that's coming.
I will say this real quick. I see a small percentage of women waking up a tad, but they just can't, like, they're seeing it, but they don't want to accept it. Like double down. You can kind of see, like, because here's the thing, guys. I'll tell you this real quick, man. Shout out to our boy Kevin again. He's doing God's work because these women are calling in. I've noticed that his viewers have been going up significantly, 30K live viewers, etc. Especially after who? Derek Simpson got caught cheating, right? He got caught cheating, and they knew that the lie was there. They were like, oh, shit, you know what? Maybe Kevin was speaking facts all this time, because a lot of women, I noticed his views jumped up after the Derek Jackson scandal. So here's the thing. Women are never going to take accountability. Let's keep it a stack, because society incentivizes them to not take accountability. They're rewarded no matter how poorly they behave, no matter how poorly they act, whatever. But what I am saying is that some women are slowly starting to see, okay, maybe I was lied to. But I agree with CJ that, it's not going to be significant enough to make a difference.
But see, the only real safety net for a woman is a real dude, though. It's a real man. That's the problem. Right. The problem is not a lot of real dudes out here nowadays. No. So what happens is that women are looking to society. They're looking to money, because a lot of what a lot of women are doing right now is because there's not a lot of men for them to adhere to. They're going towards the money to comfort them. This is why you got a lot of women with the OnlyFans trying to make as much money, trying to like kind of be like dudes as far as, you know, being that quote unquote alpha female, even though that doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying, in their workplace. So they're looking for that to substitute the man. But the reason why is because there's not that many men out there for them to have that safety net for. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So that's what's going on.
Yeah, that's a good analysis. I would even go as far as to say, if things keep going the way they're going in about 100 years, I would say 90% of the human population probably going to be fathered by about 15% of the total men. That's where we're headed. Let's get to these super chats. They're coming in hot and heavy. Tom D with the $5 New Zealand dollars, which is roughly, Devin just sent it to me, and of course I'm slow in the uptake. $3.12. I appreciate that very much. It's not coming up. He says, don't know what the bleep happened to your channel yesterday, but it's good to have you back up like nothing happened. Keep building men up. F the jealous haters. Absolutely appreciate the support there. Geeky Anomaly, $5 says, I guess we should define, quote, safety net, financial, emotional. That, and I think that's where Hotep was going when he the government not being a safety net. The government will be there for a safety net monetarily, but emotionally, listen, man, a cold ass bed.
Okay, yeah, we should have made that distinction in our thing, because I was talking about from a financial standpoint. I think that
I did make that distinction, Myron.
Oh, you did? Okay. I guess I wasn't listening to what I was writing.
You was right. You was right. You was taking notes.
No.
Women need emotional safety nets. They don't need financial safety nets. That financial safety nets for women is a smokescreen. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's why they get with betas and marry them, because they're like, at least I can get this out of this guy, but they really want an emotional safety net, and they can't get that unless they're dealing with a real man. So that's what I'll say from before.
Hey, Lucario, dude, that's real. That's real.
Right.
Trucker Dave with the $500 super chat. I can't make it to the CME, so here's my small contribution to the event. Stay up, gents, and keep hustling. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Conference of Masculine Excellence, of course, going down in Las Vegas, June 4th through June 6th. All of us on the panel will be there, including Lucario. Lucario is going.
I didn't even know I was going to be there.
Man, listen, we're going to do it.
Let me know.
The last event of the event is a live version of the 6. We're all going to be on stage, so that's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for that. Hotep is grooming his beard. Actually, the beard looks good, man. I like the anchor going there. Myron Slips $10 says, "You guys on the 6 are doing the Lord's work. You guys have led me through the red pill. With all this game, I too hope that I can sleep with men like Myron. Sleep with men like Myron."
Thank you, man. That's only on Tuesdays, though.
Steve Maxfield says $5 says, "Myron spitting mother MF and facts." John Dill is a new member. John Dill with the 10 British pound, with the 10 euros. Appreciate that. Dr. Thunder in the house with the $5 super chat. All hail the 6. The state of the dating market is the single most important issue today. Thanks for stating facts. Big ups. Appreciate that. And of course, they always. Okay. Now they're definitely starting. Okay, there we are. John Dill. Wait a minute. Sorry about that. Oh, here we are. So John Dill, another 5 euros, says there's only one safety net. Men, we pay the majority of the taxes. Men lower their standards and become simps. Men hold society to account. Real talk. Theo Waff with the $120 super chat.
Hey, thank you, Theo.
Good to have you back, DS at Myron. Go Frank Castle on these 304s tonight. I added the 304s to that. Red Pill Mike with $100 super chat. One thing that is certain is that when women are given a lump sum, they eventually develop a sum of lumps. Equity without responsibility always eventually places women out of the sexual marketplace and dissolves into their guaranteed perpetual unhappiness. Where does he come up with this stuff? That's incredible. That is insane. Women hit the lottery at 18. Like, women are like lottery winners. I think it's something like 80% of lottery winners end up broke within 5 years. Well, we know women are not wise stewards of their money or their sexual currency or their sexual equity. See, we have to earn our equity. Women are born with the equity. A lot of women blow their earnings or their lottery winnings on writing the CC, and then they wonder where all the good men have gone. Very, very well said by Red Pill Mike. Long Shot Beats with the $5 super chat says alpha female equals high-powered, very happy woman. Very, very happy. Shozan Hanma, $2 super chat says dogs. Their emotional support are dogs and cats. Yeah, we've never heard of a dog woman. It's always a cat lady. Cats don't really require any work, as I said on my George Bruno interview. C-Dub with the $10 super chat says, as pathetic as this is, Dr. Phil's skank rap name is a takeoff of on Bad Barbie. That's why I keep calling her Bad Barbie. She's from Massachusetts, so it's Bad Bobby. There it is. Oh, of course she's from Massachusetts.
But yeah, I lived in Boston for many years, so okay, that makes sense.
That's I don't know, because for whatever reason I kept seeing her name as Bad Barbie. That's why I kept. So it's not Bad Baby, it's Bad Bobby. That's exactly.
I thought it was Bad Baby. No, it's bad. It's pronounced Bad Baby.
I thought it was Bad Bobby. She's from the Boston area, because I thought it was Bad Barbie.
I thought it was Bad Baby. What is it? Like the doll.
Like Bostonians, like, in Boston, we pack our cars in the garage. Like, yeah, my girlfriend's name is Heather. I can't stand the Boston accent, dude. I was up there for 2 months, many moons ago. I couldn't get out of there fast enough just because of the accent. Love you, Bostonians, but you guys are probably racist, and I hate the way you guys talk. Don with the $2.99 super chat says SMH one dude, almost 1,200 watching, less than 300 likes. So here is what we are going to do. I am going to play. I'm gonna hit the 30-second countdown, and if we don't have at least 600 likes, I'm gonna play the 30-second countdown again. Here we go. Okay,
video, guys.
Appreciate
Let me
that.
say something real quick, Donovan. Let me say something real quick. Can I say something?
Yeah.
Lucario touched on this just a little bit. Mr. Lucario said, it's men. Men need to take accountability for the position that we're in. We certainly got women in this position. If you look at women in the position that they're in and as much criticism that we have, they overwhelmingly support each other. They never really stab each other in the back. They will have each other's back. Not only that, they will invest in themselves. They will overwhelmingly come out for each other, hit the like button, subscribe, they will donate, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We have men here with issues in this dating marketplace. We have men with critical issues here. They're lost. They don't know where to go. They come on these YouTube channels. They come from one channel to the next, to the next, to the next, and they refuse to hit the damn like button unless they're threatened. Not only that, we give them real entertainment. And then some of us, in order to protect ourselves, we have to sell things to get to. And then when we sell things, we get bite back. We get all this, oh, you sold out. We should give this information for free. Guys, we do this for you on a damn daily basis. We put out courses. We have to protect our own financial self, or else we won't be able to do this. We'll be back in the cubicle somewhere if we can. And now you got to get threatened. All right. You complain when somebody charges you $600 for this, $1,200 for that. All right. But you don't want to even hit the like button to get the message out for other men. This is one of the things that I would love men to correct, because we've been doing this for 3 years. I've been talking all this junk about women. And here's the deal. It's true. But men need to take themselves and try to invest at least a like. At least a like, buy a book, a t-shirt, buy a course, buy a damn pass, do something. But I got guys making damn videos about complaining about somebody charging X amount of dollars for a phone call, a conference, a class, whatever. And we can't even get you to hit the like button. I mean, this is where we are, guys. I would love for men to get it together, but damn, do we got to shut down when do women shut down a show to get some damn likes up? I don't ever see it.
Never, ever.
But I see Kevin doing it. I see Myron doing it. I do it. Donovan does it. And guys, if you really want to make a difference here, Lucario touched on it. You got to be a man at some particular point. You got to get grab your damn balls. And look, if you can't be a man, there's men in here that are offering you products, services, YouTube channels, subscriptions, Patreon, et cetera, et cetera. And Donovan's channel got taken down yesterday. You don't know how long we're going to be here. Don't take this situation for granted, men.
Man, damn, bro. Like,
yeah, I was going to say, yeah. Let's do
Here's the thing, bro. Like, you guys,
those same guys who complain, oh, he's charging for his product, blah, 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 blah. Those same guys will spend $700 on OnlyFans.
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, you guys are better off. And I don't want to sound like, oh, we buy our shit, but like, you're better off investing a small amount with us that will save you thousands upon thousands of dollars in headaches and, BS with women later on, guys. Because I'm telling you this, when you make mistakes with women, a lot of the times there's dire consequences that continue to fuck you up on a monthly basis. If you guys know what I'm talking about, child support, alimony, etc. You pay us what, $50 a month on Patreon, bro? That's better than $500 a month for some child support and alimony to a chick that you hate now because you made a bad decision and you weren't aware of the dangers of getting married in today's marketplace, bro. And we talk to you guys about this all the time. And quite frankly, our content is always getting suppressed because what do I always say? The economy relies on simps. The economy relies on women spending money on simps. So guys like us, when we put out this kind of content, people don't want you to know this stuff because dudes like us, if there were more guys like us, if 5% of the population was like men like us, the economy would crash, bro.
That's it.
You know what the problem is? The problem isn't you guys. The guys that are complaining don't believe in themselves. And those are the people that need your course the most. They're the ones that need to be paying for this stuff the most. Because guys that believe in themselves spend money to invest in themselves.
There you go. every time, man. And the thing is this, man, nobody ever, and by the way, shout out to David R with the $500 cash app. Appreciate that. You guys are extremely generous. The thing is this, man, is nobody goes at Gordon Ramsay for charging for a cookbook, right? Nobody goes at Emeril Lagasse for charging for his, a steamer. I actually happen to have one. They're very good. Shout out to him. The reason why people complain about guys like us charging for our products is because they want the information, but they don't respect our time. They respect the knowledge, but they have no idea. Like, dude, I spent $48,000 creating Womanese Volume 3. Like, it's not cheap to fly out 3 good-looking girls, 3 models, and a cameraman, and a sound guy, and hire a makeup girl, and have a studio. All of those things cost money, time, resources, but $697 is too much, Donovan. You're a scam artist. You're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. Listen, if you want, you get what you pay for. And I'll tell you something else. Somebody complained about the price of the CME. He says, and one more thing, bro, I think $1,600 is just too much for the CME. Hopefully you don't make the same mistakes as the other person. I said, well, listen, man, fam, you get what you pay for. Dude, the event is in a top-notch, first-class venue that once housed President Barack Obama for a week. I've hired security. I'm flying all of my speakers out. The first 50 attendees get their rooms for free. 25 after that get their rooms for free on the VIP level. Listen, if you want to go to a shitty conference, you can pay $300 and you'll probably still complain about that. But if you want a conference that's worth going to, it's going to cost. I'm already taking a bath in the mid to upper 5 figures as it is. I'm not going to let some Yahoo try to shame me into charging what I need to charge just to have a chance at breaking even. All he's saying is he's a broke ass. Yeah, that's it. That's really all there is to it. That's really all there is to it. There was one more. Keen Dietrich is a new member. Appreciate that.
Welcome.
Very, very much. I had another. Oh, wait, no. Oh, that was it. Okay. Here is Keen Dietrich actually says, you guys are spitting facts. I honestly wish I could give more. You guys have helped forge my mind by diamond all things. This is something else. We got another Cash App in. Mr. C with the $50 Cash App. I'm trying to get the message. Good God Almighty, dude, you guys are too generous.
Thank you.
That was from earlier. So all of this goes into the pot. Let me ask you guys this. So we know that women have their safety nets, right? In terms of what we, emotionally, financially, or otherwise. What is the difference between the resources women have and the resources men have? So, for example, if men are homeless, how many men's homeless shelters are there? If women are homeless, see, I think it's 75-80% of homeless people are men.
Yeah.
75-80% of homeless shelters are for women only. So what are the disparities in terms of resources for men compared to women? I'm going to go to CGA here first, then we'll go Lucario.
Hey.
Well, men are expendable. So if you think about it, who gets sent off to war? Men. So it's the same as when men are homeless. They're like, okay, you're expendable. But I think if you remove a woman from any lineage, that's the grandmother. That's the future. That's a future grandmother. That's a future matriarch. And I think society overwhelmingly will protect that and have the matriarch as opposed to the patriarch. You're like the old guy, he could be dead. So I think men are expendable. We're disposable, and we're treated as such, even by women. Other men treat us disposable. But women have all of these available resources to them, because I think if she had to fend on herself, she's gonna lose out there. She gonna take some big old massive L's out here. It's the same as when you see a homeless man, you don't see that many homeless women riding with them, because they will say, I'm gonna just jump out. Now, the fact that there's domestic violation, as I call it on my channel, the domestic violence shelters. Have any man walk into a domestic violence shelter and say, hey, I was emotionally abused, I was manipulated by a woman, and see what type of protection that he gets. Yeah, exactly. It ain't going down. They're just going to run him out of the building, and there's no overnight for him. So this is what men have to get. And we're doing a good job of explaining these things to them, especially if they've never been through these experiences. You got no safety net. Women, I know a woman who is mid-30s, single mother, attractive for California standards. A lot of rich men will entertain her, but she gets her rent paid for. She was at one time had probably an to 10-month engagement with the man that gave her an allowance. She gets her car note paid for. She lives in a 2-bedroom apartment, and she complains all the time.
Oh,
okay. She complains about her reality.
Wow.
Now, we live in a parallel universe. So, I mean, that's just the reality of where we are with women. They think they have nothing, but they have way more than men in every resource.
The more we give women, the more we give women, the more they complain. Dude, womanism, women wanted the world. They got everything. What do? All they do is complain about what they don't have. This is just typical. Before I go to Lucario, Keen Dietrich with the $50 super chat. Says drop it in the bucket for thanks. I went RP on mainstream. Let's break the internet in our favor. Keep up the great work, men. I appreciate that, KD. Club Fortune, aka Asarogi 112258. Sounds like a password you give at a club, like in a back alley with the sliding window. $10 says the fact that people are complaining about the price is disrespectful. I brought content and or subscribed on Patreon. One of the best investments I've ever made. Hashtag don't know simps and suckers live here. Real talk. Jacob Amaya, $5. The back and forth between all-stars in this community is awesome. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that very much. So, Lucario, what are your thoughts on the resources available to women as compared to the resources available to men?
Yeah, well, the thing is, see, a woman's safety net is a man. A man's safety net is himself. So what happens is a guy has to work for whatever he gets in life. You understand what I'm saying? And women have to work too. Don't get it twisted. But what happens is that women have the safety net of men if they didn't want to work that hard. You understand what I'm saying? So that also happens too. Now, also the reason why, like even what Coach Greg Adams is saying, that women will complain even when all these things are happening. The reason why women will complain is because women don't think about what's actually happening logically and looking at that from a bird's eye view. Women only go based off of what they feel all the time. So what happens is that when you're getting a lot of different things going on and it's consistent and you have a lot of things happening for you, what happens is you take it for granted. So then you feel like it's not enough because you're used to what you get. You understand what I'm saying?
Right,
and so that's why they'll complain, because they're used to what they've been getting and they want more. They feel like they deserve more and all this other stuff. And that also comes with the whole feeling of that safety net and all those things that are allocated to them as far as the resources are concerned.
You know, it's weird. The lower a woman, the typical American woman's sexual market value declines, the higher her standards become. Listen, make that make sense. Aaron, your thoughts on resources for men as opposed to women?
Well, yeah, I got to just double down on what CJ was saying. I think there's only two domestic violation houses. Yeah. Violation houses in the United States for men. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to keep it a stack. Guys, women perpetuate violence at men way more than people think. Like, seriously. Like, yo, a lot of the time when a dude hits a woman, 9 out of 10 times, it's because she was beating on him first. Look at Quavo. They're trying to demonize him, saying, oh, he took physical action against Sawadi. No, bro, you guys didn't see. Right when the elevator opens, she was swinging at him, and he was trying to get his box back from her, and then they ended up falling to the ground, and what does she do? She does the whole little boo-hoo, oh, my God, she's lying down on the floor, you know what I'm saying, trying to play
and listen, you said this on your podcast.
Yeah.
She knew that they were being recorded. That's why she had the presence of mind to act like she was the victim.
Facts, bro. And here's the thing, man. Like, she's not stupid. Like, a lot of these women that deal with these celebrities, whatever, they like when they're dating them, they're always collecting little pieces of evidence for leverage later on down the road. This happened like a year ago, and she probably already knew. All right, man, I got an escape plan. I'm gonna deal with this do it for a bit, get some clout, make some money, and then if things ever go wrong, I know and I remember the date and time that I was in this elevator. How the hell did TMZ find that footage like a year plus later of them at some art, like some random ass like apartment complex in Hollywood? You want to know how? Because she probably had her manager contact TMZ and say, hey, I ain't gonna tell you guys where it's at, but you need to go down to this building at this time and this day, and there's gonna be some footage there that you guys might want to see. Or she saved a copy of it for herself. These TMZ random clips always come out when there's some drama. Why? Because she knows she's gonna break up with him. She wants some clout. She'll be able to make some money off of it, etc., bro. So, women always are able to leverage. They're able to leverage equality and being treated like a lady and getting that sympathy at the same time. I argue in 2021, bro, that I can't think of one privilege or right that men have that women don't have. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I think women have more rights and privileges than men do in 2021. So, and I know what some of them are going to say. Oh, well, Myron, you can like walk around and not have to worry about some guy who and hollering at you. And I'm just like, listen, lady, the thing is this. You get all that extra attention, you get all that validation, whatever it may be. The fact that, because this is the problem, a lot of women want to deal with the positives of their sexuality without the negatives. Just like that rapper girl that came here and complained about, oh, well, everyone's trying to sleep with me when I come in the studio. All right, but you know what, Bimbo? You're getting the opportunity to meet these rappers, these producers, these high status men that could change your life. A man would never even get the opportunity to walk in the studio and meet these guys. You're able to walk in there, shake hands, and deal with millionaires, athletes, celebrities, top 1% people that men would kill to get in front of to learn from. Women are able to do that on a daily fucking basis, especially if they live here in Miami, LA, New York City, whatever it is. So God forbid someone, a cat calls you on the street and says, hey, sweet tips. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, I would take that all day if I could network with millionaires or whatever. And here's another thing too, real quick. I got to go in. Yo, do it. I had some bimbos in here the other day. Ooh, well, Myron, if you were a girl, how'd you make your million in the first year? I'm like, oh, really? Okay, I got this. I'd be on OnlyFans. I'd be on Patreon. I'd be on Twitch. I'd be on every single media outlet showing some boobs and some ass because I know these dudes are simps. Then after I make my 1 to 2 million, I'd be out. I'd go change my name, move to another state, change my look, and bam, I'd trick some sucker and then get married. You know what I'm saying? Bang, bang. And be like, well, why do I got to do all that? And I had to tell him, all right, listen, man, listen. You took crazy steps to make that money quickly. Guess what? Now you got to take crazy steps to go back and fix your problems that you just made. Most dudes, real talk. Most guys are not going to, niggas will never admit it, but most dudes, if they know you were a former porn star or you were OnlyFans chick, whatever, they ain't going to take you serious. So you're going to have to take overt steps to protect your past life because most dudes ain't going to take you serious. And if you want a ring in a relationship with a guy, you're going to have to change a lot. So I say this, you need the money quick. You know what I'm saying? I always say fast money leads to slow problems. And these chicks don't want to accept that. They always want to take the positives of what comes with their sexuality without the negatives. Right. You're getting in front of rappers and other niggas that I would never be able to get in front of just because you got a pussy. That's going to come at a cost. Fuck out of here, man.
Myron, Don DeMarco himself. That was that was Bo. By the way, shout out to Chris Rice with the $50 cash app.
Don DeMarco.
The message was, oh boy, hang on, oh boy, I fucked it up. I'm sorry, guys. I do apologize. Wait a minute, hold on. I'm gonna get this. Yes, you guys are killing it. Can't wait for the CME. So shout out to Chris Rice. You guys are being incredibly generous tonight. We greatly
guys
that after our near miss. Before I go to Hotep, shout out to Devin Sharpe, who is now a YouTube member. Interesting. I didn't know that she wasn't a YouTube member. Got some to do there. Gary Rodriguez, new member as well. Appreciate that. Joa with the $100 super chat.
It must be a good Easter day.
Man, says never stop the fight, gentlemen. I think it was my channel's near-death experience that you know, like when you almost lose something and then you get it back, you're very appreciative of it. I think that might be what's happening now.
I think it's that and the fact that CGA cussed him out.
Yo, CGA, let him know, man.
Give him that dad talk. He was like,
CGA got the shut bat for tonight. Like
usually
Byron gets it. Coach Greg,
look, 90% of what we do is free. Y'all better wake up.
Richard Cooper says all the time, nobody works for free. But for whatever reason, there are people out there who think that we want to or that we should. Fuck out of here. C-Dub, $10 says, went on a first date and last yesterday with a woman talking about how men domestic Duracell women. Asked if she ever met a male victim of DV by a woman. She stared at her and said, "You have now." Hashtag mic drop.
And here's another thing too. No one talks about how like lesbians have the highest domestic abuse rates of anyone else. Duracell. You know what I'm saying?
You mean happy women? Happy women?
Happy women. There you go. Happy women have the highest rates, bro. Because I'm telling you, man, a lot of like if you guys go on World Star, a lot of chicks are out here like, you know, going ahead and attacking men and attacking each like women have no like a lot of women have no grasp of consequence from like what happens when you use violence. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
I gotta get creative with it. I want to say it all in one.
Kayvon's shout out to Coach Greg Adams, man. Dude, CGA is the godfather of creative. I'm telling you. Kayvon Slims, $20 super chat says, while trying to get my patent approved, my attorney made 3 5-minute calls to the patent office at $800 a pop. No complaints from me because my attorney put in the work and time to earn that kind of money. Well, there you go. There you go. Keen Dietrich, another $10 super chat says, I can't make the CME, but will the event be streamed? I am working on that. I'm working on that. We're working on doing a virtual ticket. If you can't physically come to the CME, there's possibly going to be a virtual ticket. I don't know what the cost of that is going to be. But we are definitely working on that. We're probably a week or a week and a half away from finalizing that.
$5K, probably $5K for a virtual ticket.
Yeah, $5,000 for a virtual ticket. Yeah, $5,000.
Because your ass couldn't beat us like nah.
Yeah, $5,000 for virtual ticket. You get to stare at your phone and listen to frauds and scam artists and grifters. Talking about masculinity. Appreciate that, but yes, there will be announcements coming soon, as Devin advises me to shush about it. P Dubs, do Heart 6969 $20 super chat says salute. Ruthless Viking. With the Ruthless Viking has now become a YouTube member. Here is another question for the panel.
I didn't get to answer the last question.
I'm sorry. My bad, Hotep. Yeah. Resources that men have compared to women. My bad. Go ahead.
Y'all just trying to kick me off the 6 already, yo.
Live over here, man.
I just want to stir some shit up real fast.
Do it.
Men and women have the same resources. It's called the human body. The difference is they got different perks that come with each one.
Oh my God.
Now, if a man picks up a basketball or a football, he has the opportunity to make a lot of money. A woman could be the best basketball player in the world. Nobody's going to show up to watch her do that shit.
Facts.
A real talk.
But a man, he can make a living even going semi-pro.
Right.
See, we have the superior body, the manly strength. So we might even be able to go get regular work, construction work, or whatever it has you. The difference between a man and a woman is a man needs more ambition than a woman.
Okay. Oh, wow. A man needs more ambition than a woman. I think that ambition is that's an environment. That's a product of our environment. Women are not incentivized to have ambition, only to become free and independent, which in turn lessens her sexual market value. Funny how that works. Here's the last question of the evening. In terms of solidarity, which gender supports that gender more? Do women support women more, or do men support women more? In other words, where is there more community strength? Is it with men or is it with women? Let's start off with Hotep.
Men support men more.
Okay.
Women support women more, the virtue signal.
Ooh.
But if we look at how society has been built, men have built this shit.
Yep.
We've built it. And if you just look at VC money usually comes from men. It usually doesn't come from women. And there's a big
VC money is real quick.
Venture capital.
There you go. Okay, there you go.
And there's been a lot of complaints by women saying that men are funding other men's projects. There's been complaints saying that the majority of startups are all men and there's no women on the board or in the C-level positions. I have 7 corporations and they're all male. I have probably two. I have 2 females in between 7 other corporations, and they're very aware of my emotions and how I feel about working with women. And I've made them cry, unfortunately. And I feel bad about that sometimes, but they understand why. But men, I feel like women are women don't even keep friends long. Women are very shady. Women support other women just to get next to them and then replace them.
Oh,
steal their group of how many times girls and stole other girls' groups of friends?
Happening right now, Hotep. Right now, happening right outside.
So, like I said in the beginning, women support to virtue signal and then steal resources and then rise up the ranks. Women are very cutthroat. Men usually have more brotherhoods. There wouldn't be a such thing as Illuminati if it wasn't for men.
Dude, Hotep literally just changed my mind in about 4 minutes. This is why I was making all sorts of sounds. I was like, damn, like he fucked up my entire argument.
I try to do. That's what I try to do.
I mean, that's how it goes. CGA, what are your thoughts?
He gave a great perspective. I understand what he's saying, but I disagree because I think a lot of times men, when they do that, they're either doing it selfish driven, right? If you're a venture capitalist, if you're an angel investor, you're doing it to pad your own pockets. Or if you build a community, you're doing it. You may do it for the community purpose, for the overall good of things. But at the end of the day, you're going to go back to your door behind your closed door and protect your personal you, right?
Sure.
But now when I keep saying butt today. I said so many butts. Maybe I got butt on my mind today. And it's female butt if it is. It's going to be female butt. Whoever going to cut this video up, we talking about females. But anyway, I think women, here's my opinion on it. I think women, female-owned group preference is more dominant, and they support each other even when it's bad. Even when it's going horrible. Just think about it. We talk about domestic violation. Well, stats will show you that domestic violation is almost on par. 1 in 4 men, 1 in 3 women, or what? It's almost on par. But you won't get any women to say that, yeah, I see women out there domestic violating, even when you see happy women doing it the most. Even when women commit termination of life.
Yes. No,
on any level. Even if they're doing it from between their own legs, or if they're taking out husbands, they will overwhelmingly come to each other's aid. Remember the judge? Remember that Amber Geiger? Remember Amber Geiger? She went into the house of the dude and capped him. Well, the judge and the bailiff was combing her hair and giving her hugs.
Unbelievable, man.
When have you seen a judge and a male judge, come down and give Jeffrey Dahmer a hug? Nope. Okay, I think overall, the bad of women could really be exposed if women came out and actually told the truth of it, and they never will. You know why? Because manipulation is how they survive. So my answer is women support each other way more than men.
Okay, very good, man. Good, dude. Good argument. You guys are killing me. I thought I had an opinion, but I don't know anymore. Jesus fucking Christ. Lucario, please, by all means, break the tie here. What's going on?
I think I'm gonna have to go with Coach Greg on this, and is that women definitely support each other more than men. And the reason why is that what women do is women support each other collectively to push the BS they push out in order to finesse men. So for example, when you meet women, a lot of women will say, hey, I'm not that type of girl. You have to go on 3 dates with me and get to know me, and you have to do this and do that. And now women know that's BS. Women know if they really like a guy, they'll do him on the first date, but they all uphold the lie so that they all have a chance to finesse any man at any point. So they all can fall back on the lie of I'm not that type of girl. You see what I'm saying? So they all support that, because if women didn't support each other, more women will come out and say, hey guys, listen, we are that type of woman. We are finessing you for your money. We are trying to just basically play you if you're a lame dude. This is
that though.
They would admit it, but they're not going to do that. So they all come together to basically say, hey, listen, this is how we all are. We're all angels. We don't do anything like this. And I don't know what you're talking about. Now, men, on the other hand, men will step over. A man will step on his brother's neck for some
yes. Yes.
He'll be like, I'm good, yo.
Absolutely.
And this is why we got a lot of simps, a lot of tricks, a lot of all this other craziness going on, because what happens is that men are like, look, I'm all out for me. You feel what I'm saying? And so there's no real type of consistent thought process when it comes to men as a collective. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. Wow, very good argument. Jesus Christ. Before I get to Myron, I'm going to read out a couple of quick super chats here. Keen Dietrich with the $20 super chat says, I want to be like RP Mike. That's funny. Very, very funny. The next one was actually Keen Dietrich. We're going to answer this question right at the very end. $20 says, can you guys each give a personal example of stories where you've seen women be the opposite of sugar and spice? Example where women exploit the safety in a dark way. So just keep that in mind. That's a very good question. King Nick, $5 super chat says, 2 men can get into a fight and eventually grab beers and become best friends. 2 lifelong female friends can end a friendship over the pettiest of issues. Real, oh my God, real talk. Man, incredible insight on both sides. 305 Rider, aka Miami J, $5 says, as a community, women support each other more to advance selfish ends. Genuinely and individually, men support each other more. Okay. Atonements with a Z. $5 says, speaking of support, y'all need to go support Mr. Lucario. He is $2,000 off of 50,000.
Let's make it.
Subscribe to Lucario's channel, man. Subscribe to his channel. He is 2,000 away from 50,000. We need to get him there by next week. Lucario's channel is not at 50,000. The 6 is canceled next week. Fuck it. Right now. I'm holding people ransom. Listen, I've heard a lot of ultimatums given over the last week or so. I'm giving it. Cold Steel, $10 says women will never be able to make men second-class citizens in the end. Most men are unaware that women love men with standards who tell them what to do. Attraction cannot be negotiated. Okay, very good. Myron, who supports each other more, men or women?
Okay, so this is an excellent question. This is what I'm going to say.
Oh, he took notes.
Yeah, I wrote that some things down, guys.
Oh, here we go.
Me mad at that, man. I took notes.
And I took pieces from everybody's points here because I was writing some notes here. And I'll say this. I agree with CJ and Lucario that women support each other more. But what I'm going to say is I also agree with Hotep that the quality of support that men give is better. So I'll explain what I mean by this. So the quantity is higher on the female side because women are humanitarian based by nature. This is why they tend to vote on the left. This is why they tend to vote for collectivism. This is why they tend to be less merit based and more just as Rolo says, shout out to him. Hey, you get $1, you get $1, you get $1, you get $1, right? Just like Oprah Winfrey. Everybody gets a car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you get a car.
That way. You know what I'm saying? Men operate like who's the best, whoever's the best gets paid the most, and then everybody else divvy it up from there. Men are okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Men understand inherently that there is a meritocracy. That's why when a millionaire walks into a room with a bunch of men, all the men kind of understand and file in line and like, hey, they want to learn from that guy. Women don't operate that way. If some chick walks in and she's a millionaire, the girl's going to look at her like, well, I'm cuter than her. Who cares? Because women don't really care about the concept of money and meritocracy. They enjoy the freedom that money provides. They don't care about money. They just like what it provides. So with that said, women support each other out of necessity because they understand that they are the weaker sex inherently, physically. And I'll keep, they're weaker mentally too. I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to say, they're weaker mentally too. Like they don't have, a lot of women don't have the same discipline and tenacity that men do. Why? Because I always say it, men live in a fact-based, performance-based reality. Women live in a take me as I come. It doesn't matter how poorly behaved I am, how fat I am, and whatever. And it's even more exaggerated in the West because we live in a world where if you are on Bumble, right, a dating app, and you say, hey, no fat girls, they're going to ban you for that because we have all these social conventions to protect women from their bad decisions. Okay. So, but men don't experience that benefit. We don't get that privilege of when we make bad decisions, there's consequences. If anything, when men make bad decisions, there's always a hard reality to smack it. You want to be fat, a loser, live with your mom? Guess what, nigga? You ain't smashing no chicks.
Nope.
You're gonna be whacking off for the rest of your life. Women, however, smoke weed all day, be a loser, whatever. Well, if you're hot enough, you'll get invited to a boat party. So we live in completely different worlds, man. This is why I say women typically live in a bizarre world, men live in a fact-based reality. So since women live in this world where they support each other all the time, they don't support each other because they actually care about each other. They support each other. They understand that if I support this fellow woman, I'm also going to be able to finesse. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
I say female game is this. Female game is being able to leverage sexual compliance from men without them having to give anything up. And Lucario alluded to this earlier. If a girl can get by without smashing you and getting money, you give her an inch, she's going to take a mile. That's what girl game is. And a lot of girls brag about this. Oh, I got 3 sugar daddies. I don't smash none of them. And they each pay me $1,000 a month. Girls brag about what they can finesse off dudes without giving up the box. Like that's their like guys talk about how many girls they sleep with. What's your leg count? Women say, how many simps do I have that pay me money without me smashing them? That's girl success. Now that we have a full circle that there's like, as Rolo says, shout out to him again, the sister Uber Alice, they work together. They work together because they understand that the common goal is to always be able to leverage sexual compliance from men for some kind of resources. Now, on the male side, yes, I agree that it is harder to get camaraderie with men. But I'll say this. When you do get camaraderie from men, it's powerful. Because when men get together and they support each other, it's unstoppable.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Donovan's channel got taken down yesterday, guys. I texted him immediately. I said, hey, if your channel doesn't come back, it's fine. We're going to bring you on this thing and on Fresh Affair. We're going to build you back up. It's fine. We'll do the 6 on this channel. We're going to push everything. Like, we got you. That's how men operate. Like, if you're with somebody and you get that loyalty and that trust, the men could be lifelong friends. Women don't operate like that, bro. They don't have
women. Not to cut you off, Myron, but I've heard a lot of these women, especially these new black women, use men as the example for their camaraderie.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I'll tell you this.
Yes.
I'll tell you this.
Wow.
The reason why they do that is because, like I said, men live in a fact-based reality. So men understand that their word and their loyalty is very important.
Yes.
Why? Let's keep it stacked, because men know that if you don't show loyalty and support to your team, there could be some physical ramifications for that. You know what I'm saying? Right. There's a reason why dudes don't talk smack to each other the same way that these chicks run up on a dude and talk smack at a bar. Dudes know, if I talk smack to this dude, there's probably going to be some physical consequences to this, and I'm not ready to get in a physical altercation because this could be life or death for me. Women, they don't care. They're like, and then they get smacked and end up on World Star like, oh my God, why do you hit me? No, it's like, bro, this is what happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that most guys aren't going to do it. I mean, I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? But if a dude does it, hey, you know, equal rights. It is. Right? It is.
Well, and that example right there, Myron, you just talked about it. Women will see women acting strange. They'll see the woman hit the man, and then when she gets knocked out, they overwhelmingly, it doesn't matter, they will come in. But see, if you went up and talked some smack to somebody and you got your teeth knocked out, dudes would be like, hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And just to bring this back full circle and end my little rant here, I say this, it's harder to get like male support, but when you get it, it's undying, because I always say men are taught do what's right, women are taught do what's right for you. So men are inherently loyal to their male counterparts. You know what I'm saying? Because we understand that it's always been you against the world. So if you have a network of men that can help you, you're going to want to do it, and you're going to be loyal to those men. Women don't operate that way. Women are professional resource and clout extractors to some degree. They're always looking to get themselves up, and they have no problem pulling the ladder up once they get to where they're going to go and not help girls that are below them. Men, on a balance of probabilities, 9 out of 10 times aren't going to be like that. They're loyal to each other once that loyalty is made.
Very good. Dude, Myron spitting fire. Holy moly. By the way, shout out to Chris Rice with another $50 cash app. Says here is some more camaraderie for the panel. So we have 2 for women, 2 for men. Unfortunately, I'm not going to break the tie because I'm going to put it to you like this. The support that women get is far more abundant than the support that men get. There's much more visual support, much more Twitter and social media support, and the whole, it's like Rollo Tomas says, the whole sisterhood uber alles. But you want to know something? The reason why women get so much support all the time is because female support ain't really worth shit.
Facts.
Really not. It's really not. If a woman says, "I stand with you, sister," the other woman might say, "Yes, I stand with you too." Both of those bitches know that if they see somebody they both want to smash, dude, that loyalty is going right out the window. On the other hand, when there are people who are wearing red hats, are able to gather up an army of men to literally try to take down a group of men dedicated to helping other men, that certainly makes a strong case in favor of women, because women would never galvanize with other women to take down other women. For whatever reason, men seem to be intent on doing that. But I will say this. The reason why I didn't lose my mind when my channel got taken down is because I knew that I had already built a rock solid network. Listen, I have broken bread with each and every one of you guys on the panel. We have sat, we have drank, we have ate together, we've talked together. Listen, man, even though things are different, that means something, man. Like looking a man in the eye and shaking his hand and understanding that you do have an understanding. This is where relationships are really forged. So while male support is fewer in abundance, it's infinitely more powerful, because listen, getting the loyalty of men is not easy, nor should it be, because the loyalty of a man is far more valuable than the loyalty of a woman. That's true in life and in the dating market. Go ahead, Hotep.
I want to just say that there's a difference between a man and a male.
Oh,
men carry loyalty, and I got to tell this story.
Okay.
I was invited to a conference to speak by Rollo Tomasi. He was removed from that conference, and I removed myself from that conference because the man who invited me to that conference was removed from the conference, and that's how my loyalty rocks. So I'm letting everybody know here right now that I've never been invited to a conference by the organizer until Donovan Sharpe. So I'm rocking with Donovan Sharpe.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much.
And I'll say this too, man. The thing is that, and I want to, for everybody in here, I want everybody to understand this hard truth. Women are biologically programmed to not be loyal to you. And I'm going to say why. The reason why is because women, like I said, women are a professional resource and clout / safety extractors. So if a better man comes along, she's hardwired to monkey branch to that guy. This is how they got over when invaders came in and Genghis Khan was killing and pillaging everybody, and the women had to go with the new army. women are hardwired to be able to get over a guy very quickly. This is why, like, when you break up with your girl, a lot of you guys came and find the RP. How? You search, how did my girl get over this quicker than me?
Right.
Exactly. It's because women are designed to look at men as expendable commodities and to be able to move on quickly. That's why when she's getting ready to break up with you, she's already been talking to the next guy. That's why I tell you guys, never accept a woman cheating on you, because when she cheated on you, she had to get to a certain dark place to be able to do that to you. So I say this, guys, in 2021, you guys need to date like women do. You need to treat them as expendable commodities too. These chicks are out here flaking, using OnlyFans. Most of them don't respect the majority of men. You know what I'm saying? So you need to play the game just like women do. They want to be on the BS and flake and be fickle and all that other stuff. You got to do the same thing. It's a problem that guys, right, take the mindset that they have with men, which is what we discussed earlier, loyalty, sticking to your, etc., and they go ahead and try to apply that to women. No, bro, that's the biggest mistake you can make. You have to treat women like women, which is what? You got to treat them like expendable commodities too, because they don't share the same loyalty mindset that you do. Dude, you know how many chicks I know that complain about their friends? Oh my God, she's so flaky. She flaked on her breath.
All the time.
Bitches flake on each other. Nigga, like, what are you guys doing? You cannot give them the same benefit of loyalty that you give to your male counterparts. Women don't operate in the same mindset we do, bro. Loyalty is a fleeting term to them, man. They don't operate the same way. So treat them just like they treat us. You get your next best option too, bro.
Loyalty, when a man gives his loyalty, that's forever. I mean, barring any unforeseen circumstances like a disloyal action or something like that, dude, that's forever. When girls give each other loyalty, dude, they know it's as fleeting as a $1 bill. Let's get to these last super chats and we'll answer one last question. Lakeith Evans, $20, says women in society have never had to care for a multitude of people like men. That's the problem. Halle Berry is complaining about child support and women are supporting her. We need to support men, even deadbeats. Problem solved. Ed T with the $5 super chat says use BitChutes and other platforms as backups for YouTube. Absolutely. Pardon me. Sheldon Ross, $5, says I wish men supported each other more. If they did, they would have changed things involving marriage, child support, homelessness, cancer awareness, suicide. Right. It's interesting that breast cancer gets a lot more run than prostate cancer, even though prostate cancer kills more men than breast cancer kills women. Pink uniforms and all that nonsense. Illegally, $5 says great segment, Myron. Hashtag Coach King. Tricky Trini with the $5 super chat says cancel culture is so prominent because likes are easy, but it is much harder to come together and build a company or fraternity. Very, very well said. So let's go back to this to the super chat by Keen Dietrich. As quick as we can make this, because I want to try to keep these shows between an hour and 15 minutes. Says, can you guys each give a personal example of stories where you've seen women be the opposite of sugar and spice? In other words, examples where women exploit the safety in a dark way. CGA, can you think of any stories or anything that you've heard?
Exploit the safety in a dark way.
Women, like, you know, when a woman cries for help, oh, help, that guy said something or did something to me, and then beta males come in and beat the guy up.
Well, listen, I have extensive experience in the family court. All right. Extensive experience. And this is why I'm able to benefit a lot of guys, because I've seen a lot of things that men don't see. But let me tell you something, guys. The manipulation, the angel effect that women go in there with family court and manipulate guys. And then when the trial's over, when the hearing's over, they wink. They go, you know, I mean, they go in front of these judges and act like, oh, I can't do anything and this and that. And then they in turn go outside and celebrate and stomp on the ground. And when the guy gets arrested for failing to pay child support, I mean, these things happen. So I'm looking at a lot of things that happen towards with women. You guys were talking about it earlier. Women can do things together that put men in a lot of detriment. You lose your freedom. So when they band together, you lose freedom, you lose resources, and etc. I think if we're just going back, when men, I guess, go against women, I guess when we unite, it only takes one woman to lift her skirt, to hike her skirt up, and then all the unity is gone. Wow. So I just think if you have experience in the family court, you've seen women act like they're good, but then when they get in there, it's an act.
I'll say this before I get to Hotep. When women band together, both genders lose. When men band together, both genders win. It's going to take us a while.
Good point.
Hotep.
Yeah, I got a story. So when I was a touring artist, I had a job at Olive Garden, and my foolish self, I was, bragging about the fact that I had a show in Miami. It was my last day at work until I come back from my trip. And my manager was pretty jealous of that. This is a woman. I believe she was of Hispanic descent. I'm not sure if that's relevant or not.
Okay.
And she was harassing me. And I said to her, you're really like getting on my nerves. I'm going to just report you to upper management. When I came back, my name was off of the schedule. And the regional manager sat down and had a talk with me. He said, the female manager, I forget what her name was, she said that she felt that you threatened her life.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Serious.
Yeah. So I ended up losing that job.
Oh, my God. Are you serious?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to take the woman's word over the black guy with dreads. Like, they're not going to take my word over hers. Like, are you serious? But I've had similar situations like that happen with Caucasian women in the workplace where they exploit their femininity and got me fired.
Unbelievable, man. Dude,
Yeah.
that is, oh, my God. Oh, my, dude, that makes me sick to my stomach, dude. Holy shit, man. Okay, Myron, tell us a story where you see a girl act like she's sugar, spice, and everything nice, and then when she gets what she wants, she turns into Medusa.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think the most, man, I could think of so many stories where like chicks told a guy they were gonna do something and they didn't, or they didn't come through, or they, you know what I'm saying? It's just, the thing I would say is this, man. If a woman tries to give you her word, just be prepared for her to like not give you that word, because I just, yeah, like women aren't held to the same standard of integrity that men are when it comes to like holding their word and everything like that. Like, loyalty is a masculine term, and I already know what's gonna happen. All two women that are watching this are gonna be like, "Well, men are loyal." Da, da, da. No, that's because you're stupid and you think that men show commitment the same way that women do. Men show commitment through giving you money and taking care of your dumb ass. You show your commitment by not being a hoe. But the problem is that women want to conflate male and female roles all the time. And 9 out of 10 times women conflate male and female roles, they do it to some degree that's going to benefit them. In other words, they get a high value guy. They want that high value guy to be loyal to them, just like they're supposed to be loyal to him. But it doesn't work that way because that man had to earn that sexual abundance, whereas you just exist with it. So what I'm saying with that is that men show loyalty differently. So that defeats that feminist argument right there. But with that said, just be prepared if a woman gives you her word for it to be fleeting and or incorrect or not actually happen, because women don't abide by loyalty or anything like that. It's not in their DNA. You know what I mean? You guys get disappointed and mad at women or whatever. You can't get mad at them. Loyalty is not in their DNA. You know who they're loyal to? Themselves and their children. They're inherently solipsistic for a reason. How many girls have you guys seen me bring on the show and they say, well, yeah, I'm a princess. The world revolves around me, blah, 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 blah. That and self-entitlement, that solipsism is ingrained into their DNA because women are taught from a very young age, you got to find the highest value guy. You got to care about yourself. Why? Not just because of them, dude. It's setting themselves up for their children. So guys, don't try to change female wiring. Understand that they don't adhere to the same standards that men do. Loyalty is a masculine trait, despite what feminists want to tell you about men ain't shit and they're not loyal. No, those feminists are just stupid and don't understand that men and women are different, because feminism relies upon men and women being equal, which is not. These chicks want to use equality when it suits them, right?
Yep.
We're all equal. But let's say you're in the workplace like my boy Hotep, then they want to go ahead and say, oh no, but I'm a lady. He harassed me, blah, blah, blah. Like, they always want equality when it suits them, but then they want to switch and use traditional, they want to get traditional female treatment when it suits them as well. And that's why I'm saying in 2021, guys got to be smart and understand this uncomfortable truth. Men and women are not equal, but male roles are static while female roles are always negotiable based on who's listening, based on how they spin the narrative. And you're always going to be in a position of less leverage than women, especially in a workplace where we live in a gynocentric society. So, of
course. Real quick before I go to Lucario, what Myron just said, this is not an indictment on the female species, guys.
Yeah, no, it's not.
When we say women are not loyal, that doesn't mean we think women are bad. No, women are not loyal creature. It is not in there, just like he said, it's not in their DNA to be loyal. This does not make them flawed people. This does not make them flawed humans. It makes them women.
Yeah.
And the reason why women want so badly to say, oh my God, we can be loyal, is because they know it's a masculine trait. That's why they want the world to think that they're loyal. Lucario, tell us a story about a woman who used her femininity in such a way that made her look like she was sugar, spice, and everything nice. And then she pulled the wool over her eyes.
Well, the thing is, I can't think of one particular story, but I would just say that with all my years of coaching, dealing with these guys, it's always a lot of guys who will say, hey, I was with this girl and she tried to basically play the damsel in distress role. You feel what I'm saying? And so he became the Captain Save-A-Ho. And then therefore, and then after that, he got played. You understand? And the reason why this happens a lot of times is because, and this is why women are so good at game, because society, it encourages women to either be the weak woman or also be the strong woman. They can play either role. They can go back and forth between each one. A man has to be the strong man. You can't be a weak guy. If you're a weak guy, you're done. Nobody takes you seriously. You can't do nothing with that. But a woman could play weak and she can also play strong. So both things are encouraged. So this is why it's easy for women to play that, damsel in distress role, and then also for her to flip it and play that strong role. So she can act like that damsel in distress, get you to save her, use you for that, and then after that, just play you and be like, all right, get out of here. I'm done with you, because they can always go back and forth between those two roles. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I'll also say this. Well, listen, I don't have a one particular story. I have it's a myriad of stories. Dude, I fucked a lot of girlfriends and wives, and you would be surprised how dirty and raunchy and do this to me, and how dirty and slutty they are. And then literally 5 minutes after I blow my load, they're on the phones with their boyfriends and husbands, just as they can be, oh yeah, I'm going to be home and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. Dude, I got the spice, he got the sugar. Those are my stories. It is incredible to see just how quickly they can flip that switch. It's unbelievable. Let's get to these last super chats. Keen Dietrich with another $47.30 super chat. Don DeMarco says, thank you, men, for sharing. Don DeMarco with the $50 super chat. Don DeMarco. He says, can each member of the six name a book that strengthened their mindset the most into becoming that higher value man they are today? Also, can Don DeMarco get a Don DeMarco? Don DeMarco. Quickly, let's go around the panel. The book that influenced you the most in terms of your mental strength. Hotep. You're muted. Oh, yep.
I can't say, but I will say we need CGA to go off on y'all every week, because these super chats is flying.
Yo, they're crazy right now, man. The book of CGA. Coach Greg, what book has? Dude, it's an impossible question, right?
Yeah, dude. I've read so many books. My old studio, you can see my bookcase. Yeah, my bookcase is over here. You can't see. It's filled with books. I wish I could tell you, and it's not a RP book. I've read a lot of coaching books when I was in the coaching profession, and it really gave me a perspective of what's important. And this is the lessons that I'm trying to teach men. Look, women are great, and we're all here for women. And a lot of times women cause us our biggest issues or grief, or they're our biggest challenge. But what I'm trying to convince guys is it's our mindset more than it is the women. Yes. It's our mindset that is doing this. This is why men like us are so valuable, because we've reached that point where we understood that life ain't just about women. It's about these other things. So I'm trying to get men to understand the books that I've read that I might have changed my mind had nothing to do with RP or women or anything. It was probably a business book that got me on my purpose.
Let me say this. I can't divulge publicly on this channel, but if you come to seeing me, I'll tell you a book that changed my life.
Oh, there it is. Come to the Conference of Masculine Excellence going down in Las Vegas, June 4th through June 6th. I like the plug. Lucario, what's the book that influenced you the most?
This book right here is called The Way to Love.
Oh, I like it. Okay.
By Anthony DeMello. This book changed my life. So you guys got to check this out. This will solve all your problems in life. I'm telling you. Go.
Well, because Myron's away, I guess I'll go ahead and tell mine. Mine was a book called Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. It's called Outliers, The Story of Success. It is, dude, it changed my perspective on everything. But the chapter in Outliers that had the most profound effect on me was a chapter called the 10,000 hour rule. Any prodigy that you see, anybody who's a master at their craft has honed that craft for at least 10,000 hours. And the biggest example he gave was of the Beatles. People think that the Beatles came to America and all of a sudden just became this British invasion. No. They spent at least 10,000 hours playing in shady pubs in the UK, Liverpool, Newcastle, for 5, 6, 8 hour sets. So then they come over here to America. They've already got their 10,000 hours. They come to America and they become, probably the biggest rock band in American history, I think. Another guy, Bill Joy of Sun Microsystems. Bill Gates spent 10,000 hours programming. Not to get too far into it, but his mother, I think, was a faculty member at the University of Michigan. I want to say back in the 70s, and they had to pay per hour to get into the computer rooms at Michigan. Well, because his mother was a part of the faculty, don't quote me on that, but it had something to do. Him and his buddies could go in there and they could code endlessly. He coded at least for 10,000 hours. 10,000 hours. Now here in 2021, he's one of how many billionaires on the face of the earth. So the way that had a profound effect on me was what I do now. I know that I've put in at least 10,000 hours. So I am a master podcaster. This is why I am where I am now, in large part. Myron, what's the book that helped strengthen your mindset the most?
Yeah, I got a couple here, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through them real fast, and then I'll tell you guys, I read them in parts and pieces and or in whole, and I basically merged all the concepts together. So for fitness, guys, Fat Loss Forever, Dr. Lane Norton, and Science and Development of Hypertrophy from Dr. Brad Schoenfeld. Bam. Then for RP awareness and dealing with women in general, obviously, if you don't have this book, The Rational Male by Rollo Tomasi, what are you doing? Shout out to Richard Cooper, The Unplugged Alpha. And then also the esteemed panelist, obviously, The Evolution and The Free Agent Life from our boy CGA, right? These are both excellent books. You guys need to read these. Then from the financial perspective, Book of Numbers, right? Aaron Clary.
Very good book.
Black Man's Guide to Getting Out of Poverty. And I say this is the foundation for which I got all my financial stuff. Aaron Clary, Bachelor Pad Economics. Everyone should go read this one. This is like one of my favorites. As a matter of fact, Aaron was instrumental in me getting one of my rental properties when he was here in Florida, helping me out with that. And shout out to him and John from Bulldog Mindset. But yeah, man, I read all those books and also how to have sex with 2 women a day, man. Go check it out. I was looking all over the place for it, bro. Literally, I was just running around trying to find it. But also go check that one out too, guys. But yeah, man, all these books pretty much helped me out with connected a lot of dots, and I was able to apply it to my life in some degree.
It's interesting. CGA said it. Some of the most influential books were already red pill before the red pill even came into existence, right? The same rules of masculinity and femininity, the art of the deal, all of these things have notes of red pill connotations. Daddy with a question mark said $10. Get rid of government sponsored programs and simps, and feminism will fall apart. Cold Steel $5. He says, I think women can be loyal if a man gets her to see him as a boss. Weren't Charlie Manson's girls loyal to him? Listen, you're absolutely right. But the minute they fail to see him as a boss, they're looking for another boss. Women can be loyal as long as you are loyal worthy. But the second you aren't, they will look for your replacement. This doesn't make them bad. This makes them women. This is biologically and evolutionarily necessary. This is why they are the way they are. This is Mother Nature. Uncut Dating Truth says Carolyn Bryant said Emmett Till whistled, there you go. Right. The Emmett Till situation, right? C-Dub, $10 says women only want equality when the odds say they will prevail. When the odds are not in their favor, they want preferential treatment up to the point of equality and beyond, hence socialism/communism. Cam Gibson with the $10 super chat says, when CGA called us out, I started running suicides and doing burpees. Lakeith Evans, $10 says, question to everyone. So basically the answer is stay single until you're rich so we don't have to be subject to a woman's nature. No, that is not. No.
That's not the answer. I mean, there's a lot of wealthy men who get really ran over and manipulated by women. But look,
finessed. Am I wrong?
What's that?
Most wealthy men get finessed.
They get manipulated. So I would like to see men get wealthy, but with some knowledge behind them that wealth and money is not going to improve your situation with women. It's just going to expose you to more toxic women. So get yourself ready for it. I mean, look, we all have issues with women, but money, I want you guys to get your money. I want you to get it. I want all of y'all to be millionaires that are watching us, but don't become a millionaire. I wrote this in the Free Agent Lifestyle. Do not become a millionaire to improve your situation with money. You're going to have more leverage, but don't be an idiot.
And I got one thing to say too. One thing. Also, guys, go get Hotep's book, Unbreakable Rules of Masculinity. I need a copy of that, Hotep. I need to check that out.
I'm about to send you a box.
Yeah, please, bro. And the other thing too that I want to say real quick, guys, is that I tell you guys all the time on this podcast, and I'm sure many other men on this panel, guys, you don't make money to get girls, bro. I need you guys to stop. No. You don't make money to get girls. You make money to not tolerate the bullshit that inevitably comes with dealing with girls. You understand? because a lot of guys make the money. Okay, I get the money, now I get the girls. If you go in with that mindset, all that's going to happen is you're going to become a richer simp, and then you're going to literally get destroyed by these girls, because I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you, in today's day and age, 2021, girls are almost like, a lot of girls know how to finesse dudes at a dinner dates, at a taking them on trips and all this other stuff, and they give no box. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you guys, girls literally have chat groups where they talk about how they're finessing dudes and how little they're giving him, whereas how much they're giving them. Girls will brag about not smashing a guy and getting $1,000 a month allowance, man. I'm telling you guys, these girls have these chat groups and they're talking about this shit. So with that said, you make the money so that you don't get finessed, because I understand that a lot of guys' confidence comes from their competence. And let's keep it real. Yes. Competence, a sign of competence is financial security. You use that financial security to attract and have them come to you correct. Because here's the thing. When you have money and you're RP aware, then the girl's going to know, okay, I can't finesse this guy. What the hell am I going to do? And then she's going to come correct. And if she doesn't, then you just be like, you know what I'm saying? You do what I do on this show all the time, guys, which is what? This is fresh and fit, bitch. Bam, get her out.
Listen, man, anytime a certain group of people, I can't even label them anymore, but there's a group of men who like say, all you need is money and looks and status. No, money, looks, and status certainly get you more opportunities. But as we all agree, money, looks, and status to a man who is not red pill aware, dude, you're a huge target. Dude, this rich guy who reads the book of Numbers will, dude, probably shit his pants when he thinks about how much money he's throwing away chasing tail. It's incredible. Let's get
game, man. Gotta learn game. No way around it.
No, 100%, man. Game is it's absolutely necessary. C-Dub, $5 says a man is as faithful to a woman as his options. A woman is only loyal to a man as her options. Very well said. R. Mitchell says everyone got to have a website as backup when YouTube shuts you down. Yeah, I've done that already. And I have an email list. Well, with that is going to bring this rousing episode of the 6 to a close. This was a spectacular episode. All of the panelists definitely bringing the knowledge tonight. Let's go around the panel. Tell the people where they can find you. Hotep, lead us off.
HotepJesus.com. Go there, get in touch with all of my tech companies, and get Unbreakable Rules of Masculinity.
Love it. CGA.
GregAdams1.com or returnofmasculinity.com.
I thought he was going to say Return to the Mac for just a second. I thought he was going to say that shit. Lucario.
Yeah, badboymembership.com, MrLucario.com, and you can get the Game Kings documentary right here on both of those sites. Yeah.
So shit. And Myron.
Fresh and Fit on YouTube, guys. Fresh and Fit podcast every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. We're going to talk about tomorrow how we got our Range Rover and used it. Or we're going to turn basically how we turned a liability into an asset, how we wrote off on our taxes. That'll be tomorrow, 6 p.m. Money Mondays, and then patreon.com/freshfit. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yes, and exactly 6 people are going to watch that episode.
Exactly. No girls. Oh, boy, we don't care.
That's going to do it for this episode of The 6. We will see you guys next week.